Hey everybody, this is Democritou. Let's talk about sales.
Knowledge is power, and we're starting to see what we need to see. They don't want us to see.
Now, the meet and greet. What is the meet and greet? The meet and greet is basically when you first meet somebody, how to walk up to them, how to introduce yourself, how to win them right from the beginning. You only have one chance to make a first impression. So let's talk about this. So back in my timeshare days, we used to have a sales deck. Now, couples would wait for us in reception. Now, basically, these couples, they would be called in to receive a free gift, a free holiday. And it was our job to try and sell them timeshare in the next 90 minutes. Their only requirement to receive this gift was to watch us for 90 minutes. So, when we first, now you can apply this in any industry you want, in any business you want, but if you have any questions, comment down below and I'll answer them for you. So if you want to be able to apply these in your industry, your situation, go ahead and comment below. Also, click subscribe to this YouTube channel because I will be coming out with a lot more information, especially about sales, and you can check out my other sections on success. The meet and greet. First of all, walk with confidence. Hi, Paul. Just that. You don't need much more. Yeah? Hi, my name is Paul. How are you? Yeah? Me personally, I'd get straight to the point. Like, hi, Paul, Mr. and Mrs. Whatchamacallit? Follow me. Now, when you walk out with confidence, yeah, and you talk to them, if you're a man, make sure you greet the man first. If you're a woman, make sure you greet the woman first. This is done for a couple of reasons. One, the guy or the woman might be jealous. They might feel jealousy, and it might not even be apparent. It might be in their subconscious. So the woman might not like might not like you, won't know why, and this will reduce or even kill or eliminate your chance for getting the sale, getting the close at the end of the presentation. So always introduce yourself, shake the same sex as you their hand, yeah? Now, the second reason you want to greet the same sex, if you're a man or a man, is a cultural reason. You never know, in their culture, maybe the man is superior than the woman. Now, I'm not going to turn this into a cultural discussion if you agree or not. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is you get the sale. Okay? Now, the second thing you want to do is when you introduce yourself, and you shake the hand, and you shake the man's hand first if you're a man, firm grip. None of this loose fish. Don't you just hate people that come and they just greet you like this? Yeah? It's weak, it's disgusting, and you just don't feel the connection. So make sure you have a firm grip. Don't break his arm off. Yeah? But make sure you have a firm grip so that, it is mutual respect and power. Don't do this. I hate people like that. Like, it makes me not want to work with them. It makes me not want to know them. The second thing you should be doing is, if you're shaking someone's hand, make sure it's tilted just a little bit so your hand's on top. See, here you take control. Here you're equal, and here you give control. So it's a psychological thing. We'll get into other chapters in body language in this series that we're making. So make sure you check back every week. But basically, you want to have your hand just a tad on top. Now, if the guy's a CEO or a salesperson, don't get into a wrestling match with him, trying to get your hand on top. If that happens, what you can do is, as you're holding your hand out and you're shaking his hand, just your left leg, one step forward. Your hand will naturally incline towards on top, and it won't look that bad. Plus, you'll get into his space, and we'll describe that in other videos along the way. Yes? Now, so basically, That's the first thing. Then you greet the woman, yes, if you're a man. Now make sure when you greet the woman, spend just a tad less time than you did greeting the man. So you greet the man, hi Mr. John, how you doing? And then continue with the presentation, turn back to the guy. You see, you're supposed to look at both of them and give the same attention to both. But I find that giving attention, not attention, but time span, a little bit more to the man, if you're a man, will eliminate the chance of jealousy or anything like that. Like, this guy's like talking to my wife too much. I don't like it when first of all, I like it when me personally, I like it when I'm the man of the house. So yeah, even though the woman controls us in the background, doesn't matter. When I'm out and about, I like showing I'm the man. And people like doing this too. So if you're talking too much to the wife, the man will feel bad. It's the same thing in sales. If you win the woman and you lose the man, okay, your chances are a little bit more in this situation. But if the guy if you piss the guy off, he's not going to buy. And the same thing vice versa. So make sure the guy doesn't feel like you're teaming up with his wife against him. That said, you walk him into the sales presentation room, yeah? Now, as you walk them into the presentation room, you tell them where to sit. Take control. If someone walks into your house, they're not going to sit wherever they want. Because a lot of times clients or people, they think they can do what they want. They come in, they're like, okay, give me your gift. Well, what do you have to say? And they try all, I'm not buying anything today. They try all this crap, right? So take control from the beginning. Mr. John's your first name? John's? Mr. I don't know, Mr. Democritou. Mr. Democritou, Paul, yes? I can call you Paul, yes? Okay, Paul, sit here. Jane, please sit here. Now, you see, if they came to your house, I'm going to repeat myself, they wouldn't sit wherever they want. They wouldn't like go wherever they want, start looking at your bookshelves, walking around the living room. Oh, what's in this room? You get pissed off. Now, they're walking into your office. So your sales deck, your home. Well, yeah? You tell them where to sit. Now, when you tell them where to sit, make sure, and this is for other videos, but let's get into it right now just to touch on it. Make sure you have your palm, facing up. John, sit here. Jane, sit here. There's a very big difference between having your finger and your hand pointed down, psychologically. So it's John, sit here. Jane, sit here. It's more bossy, and they might not like that, subconsciously or in general if they notice. But if you notice, your voice pitch changes depending on your body language. So if I say, Jane, you know what, try this. Call someone from your house right now. I don't know where you're watching this. Call a colleague, your sister, your mother, a friend, I don't care. Yeah? And order them to sit in the chair and say, Mom, whatever, John, sit here. And have your palm down pointing. Now try to do the exact same voice and exact same stance and say, John, sit here, but with your palm facing up. John, sit here. Straight away, you'll notice a difference in your voice. And you can get away with a lot of things just by using body language and changing your voice. Okay? So, let's recap real fast, yeah? You walk outside. You walk with authority, with confidence. Yes? Hi, I'm Paul, John, Jane, or the other way around, doesn't really matter. Yeah? Pleased to meet you. Follow me. Take him into the sales deck. John, sit here. Jane, sit here. Yes? Now when you sit down next to the guy. Now there's two things you have to beware here. If you're sitting on a square table, you want the guy to your left-hand side and the woman opposite. If you're sitting on a table where it's round or whatever, you just have to sit next to the guy, but make sure they're on your left. Two reasons for this as well. First reason is you don't want blocking the person when you're writing and showing them something. So if it's to your right-hand side and you're writing something on a paper, it's a block. First, they can't see what you're writing. Second of all, it's actually a negative block, which we'll explain later on. If they're to your left, you're open, and they can see what you're writing much easier. Also, you don't have that block, yes? Also, when someone's on your right-hand side, they're more important to you. So if you ever go, and this is some advice, if you ever go to a meeting or or anything, try and sit on the right-hand side of the boss. You'll notice it in court, notice who sits on the right-hand side. It's always the most important person sitting on the right-hand side of the judge, or anywhere in general in life. Yeah? So always get on the right-hand side. Now, back to seating. So if it's a square table, you want to sit next to the guy being on your left, the woman being opposite. And the reason for them not being on your left and right is so you don't want to have John here and Jane here, or vice versa, and be like, hey John, blah, 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 and just going like this all day, try and give a presentation. You're going to crack your neck. You're not going to be able to move the next day. Yeah, that's the first reason. The second reason, actually, is you don't want them talking behind your back. So you're talking to Jane, he's like, yeah, I really like this product, and the guy's going, if you buy this product, you don't want to do that. Yeah, yeah. Or Jane's saying, oh, it's so nice, and then you're turning to John, and she's like, you don't want this. B, the second reason that you don't want to be sitting next to the woman or having the woman opposite is so you don't sit next to her. You don't want the guy to get jealous again. You might accidentally touch her or something, or she might be one of those girls that lean forward and like talking to you and touching you. She might be a touchy person, and then the guy will get jealous. Or it might bother him subconsciously. Same thing for a woman. And that's basically why you don't want to sit next to them. At least not all the time, yeah? Now later on, as we go on, there's certain situations where there's body language involved, touch and feel, but it's done in a certain way. We'll get into that. Now, so you're sitting down. Guy is next to you, woman is opposite you, you're talking to both of them. And basically, what do you talk about? The first part of any presentation, no matter what you're selling, is your warm-up. You have to warm them up. You have to open them up. Yeah? Now, remember when I said you don't want to have a barrier with your arm when you're writing? You don't want them having their arms crossed either. So if the guy has his arms crossed, you have to open them up. Now, there's many different ways of getting someone to open up their arms. You can give them a book and be like, hey, we usually have a vacation book, yeah? And be like, hey, take a look at some of the places you can go. Then he would take the book, he would open it up, the magazine, whatever, and I'd take it back and like, you're not a member yet. And I'd do a takeaway, more about takeaways and stuff like that later on. But I'd have his hands open. Or you can say, hey, is that the new iPhone 6S? Can I see it? You take the iPhone, you look at it, wow, it's really cool. Then you give it back to him. And he has to unfold his arms to take it and put it back on the table. Yeah? And then as he's talking, you're like, so John, and you touch him just lightly on the shoulder, or you touch his hand so he can't put it up to his chest again and fold his arms. So there's certain ways to control. You have to control. This is what, you ever heard of always be closing? A, B, C? This is always be closing. This is information for you to get you to the next level. And this is just some simple stuff right now. So you control them. Now, what do you talk about? Now, I was selling timeshare. So I would talk about holidays, jobs, and kids. Yeah. Now, feel free to change this to your industry, but basically holidays, we talked about why. A, very positive thing to talk about. Everyone loves holidays. Not many people don't like holidays, so it's very nice to talk about. Plus, we'll get them thinking about holidays, where they went, where they can go, and basically that's what we're selling them. So it will open up to that subject. Now, ask questions, and we'll get into that in a second. The second thing you want to talk about is their jobs. And I don't care what job they do, I don't care what they do as a career, be interested. Don't act interested, be genuinely interested. And this is how you can do that. The guy's a plumber, and you don't give a shit about it. It doesn't really matter. Be interested, ask about it. Take the opportunity to learn a few things about plumbing. This will broaden your knowledge to be able to talk to people about certain things. It will give you food for thought. And it will also help you next time you meet a plumber, you can remember his problems and his objections. And also, you can expand, like, hey, I know this plumber, his name is John. He told me that this is very hard. Do you have... And get them talking. Well, I don't know what we'll do without plumbers. We probably drown, and make some. And when you say something funny, even if you don't think it's too funny, laugh at yourself a little bit, yeah. Because Ever noticed like series like Friends or comedy TV series, and you hear a laughing background and you know it's fake, but it gives you kind of like permission to laugh. It signals you to be able to laugh. It tells you it's funny, and it's easier for you to laugh, believe me. So if I tell you something funny and start laughing like this a little bit, yeah, the least the other guy is going to do is smile out of politeness. Now, or at least that's what you're hoping for, or laugh a little bit. Now, guess what? Smiling and laughing, the more you do it, it's a habit. The more he'll do it throughout, he'll do it throughout presentation. And usually when you make people laugh and smile, they give you their money, like, here, take my money. So make him laugh. Plus, it'll make you seem like a cool guy, outgoing, and more fun. Okay, now, so you're talking to them about holidays, jobs. You ask the wife. Don't forget about the wife, the couple, the woman next to them. You have to get them involved. Don't forget them. You will lose a sale. You have to sell both. So Mrs. Jane, you're on first name basis. What do? You know, and get into her job. A little bit less than the man. Remember, oh, that's great, wow. And then turn to the guy. You have a really cool woman. You know, just compliment them. Yeah? Don't forget to compliment the guy and the woman, and make sure you compliment them both, and you don't just compliment one. It's a jealousy thing again. Yeah? So if she says, I don't know, I don't work, I take care of the kids. Oh, okay. Wow, that's a job in itself. I don't know how I would be able to. I don't have kids. It must be really hard. Yeah, it's very hard. Wow, man, hey, you have a cool woman taking care of you, huh? You can get away a little bit. You just laugh a little bit. Just kidding. And, you know, just get them both involved, yeah? Basically, there's no script for this. There's a few basic rules. We'll get into them that you follow. You can say anything if you say it the right way. Make them laugh, be funny, and you can, believe me, you can say anything. And there's a few basic rules to follow that will help you do this, and we'll get into this in other videos, yeah? So, jobs. And then you talk about their kids. Holidays, jobs, and kids. If they have kids, talk to them about the kids. Talk to them about their dreams. Talk to them about, you know, everything, you know? Because, okay, we used to talk about kids because we used to, you could sell the kids if they're there, by the way. If you get the kids saying, I wanted mommy, you get the sale. You know, kids are closers. They'll close the parents into buying anything they want, you know. We used to do that. You know, when you were a kid and you really wanted something, you were like, Mom, I want this toy for Christmas. Like, oh, it's too expensive. Like, I want it. Okay, I'll get it for you. You know, kids are closers. They won't stop. Same mentality you have to have in sales, by the way. But basically, yeah, that's the meet and greet, you know. Confidence, you know, be outgoing. Watch your seating. Watch your body language. Be in control, yes, and basically talk about it. You know, be yourself. 30 minutes of warm-up at least, and then get into your sales product. Now, there's times where you might have to take a less time warm-up, a more time warm-up. It doesn't really matter, but the basics are that. Shall we do a quick recap? Walk out with confidence. Greet the guy first. Shake the guy's hand first. Have it tilted just a little bit on top. Give the same amount of attention, a little bit less though, to the woman. Take him to the presentation area. Seat them down where you want. Have the guy sit left to you, so you're on his right, and the woman opposite. Or if it's a round table, a straight table, guy, woman. Yes? And I'm stuck. Yeah. Do a warm-up. Get to know them. Ask questions. I don't know if I forgot to mention that, but ask them questions. Remember, always ask. When you're doing a warm-up and you're talking about holidays, jobs, kids, or whatever you're talking about, just ask. I did mention it. Just ask. People love talking about themselves, and they'll feel a lot better, and, you know. So, basically that's it. That's the meet and greet. Now, subscribe to this channel right here, like this video, you know, share this video. I encourage you to share. I'm going to be doing a lot of these videos. I'll be doing them every week. and you will learn a lot. We'll get more in depth as time goes by. We'll learn body language, subliminal selling. We'll learn how to brainwash someone. Basic and advanced sales. Things you do not know about. Now, a lot of this information is my own experience. If you do buy a book, and I recommend you buy a book and start studying, because you will learn from me. But you got to study. Knowledge is the only thing, it's the only difference between you and a master closer. The best book I ever read was The Closers by Ben Gay III, 1 and 2. Best book ever. And another recently, I've been studying Grant Cardone, The 10X Rule, and he's got other books as well. Now, I don't have his books here. I bought his audio seminars. I actually have them. But The Closers are these books by Ben Gay III. You probably have seen them around. They are the best, man. You got to buy these. I'll leave a link in the description below. Yes, it's an Amazon link. It's an affiliate link. I'll make a few dollars if you buy them from there. Believe me, that's not my intention. But Ben Gay III, man. Ben, he's awesome. I've been talking to him on Facebook. He's a big help. And I can actually say that these two books, if you can only buy 1 or 2 books in your life on sales, buy these ones. They're the basis of sales. A lot of people expand on them as different things, but they should be your fundamentals. Now, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys soon. And check out the rest of this channel. I have a book coming out that I wrote on the 15th of January 2017. It's about how to achieve success, even with zero capital, even if you have no money. You could check that out. I have a free podcast series that you can see on my YouTube channel. Check that out. It's called Success IAO. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. So until next time, stay safe.
They wanna feed us food that was never alive, manufactured in a lab with disease and life. Knowledge is power, and we're starting to see what we need to see. They don't want us to see.